The night sky above Earth was calm, but in the silence of space, something enormous was moving. Far beyond the orbit of the moon, an alien fleet drifted closer. Their ships were black and smooth, shining like blades of glass, and they carried the arrogance of a species that had conquered dozens of worlds before. To them, humanity was nothing but another primitive race waiting to kneel. The first message from the aliens came without warning. Every screen on Earth, every phone, every broadcast suddenly turned dark. Then a single voice spoke. It was cold, mechanical, and filled with authority. "Humans, submit to us or be erased." The voice was repeated in every language. Panic swept across cities. People filled the streets, staring at the skies, waiting for the invaders to appear. World leaders scrambled for solutions. Military forces were placed on high alert, but deep inside, everyone knew the truth. Earth was not ready for this. Satellites showed massive ships surrounding the planet. In one single move, the aliens fired a strange pulse that disabled all global satellites. The world went blind. Airplanes lost communication. GPS collapsed. The internet fell silent. For the first time in history, humanity was thrown into global darkness by an enemy no one had ever seen before. The aliens did not land. They did not even fire on cities yet. They waited, almost amused, to see how quickly humans would beg for mercy. But underground, beneath mountains and deserts, something was stirring. For decades, a secret plan had been hidden from the public. Few even knew it existed. It was called the Aegis Protocol. While most of the world believed in peace and diplomacy, a small group of scientists and military strategists had prepared for the possibility that one day something not of this earth would arrive. They built in silence and shadows, with technology that was never shown to the public. Now, as the alien fleet cut off the world's eyes, those hidden bases came alive. Doors sealed shut for half a century unlocked. Lights flashed through old tunnels. Deep inside, machines hummed awake. Soldiers who had trained their entire lives for this very day were called to their stations. In one such base, buried under the Rocky Mountains, a general stood before a vast digital wall. Power returned slowly, illuminating the words no one thought would ever be seen outside of training drills. Aegis Protocol activated. He looked at his staff and said, "They think we are weak. They are wrong." While the world above panicked, small clues began to reach the alien fleet. They intercepted strange coded signals bouncing across Earth. They noticed energy signatures rising from hidden locations. To them, humans should have been powerless like ants before a storm. But something did not match their expectations. On the streets of New York, London, Beijing, and countless cities, fear grew, but so did anger. Humanity had always fought against impossible odds. Every war, every struggle had shaped them. And now, staring at the threat above, something deep within the human spirit began to rise. They were afraid, but they were not ready to surrender. The alien commander, sitting inside a throne-like chamber on the largest ship, watched Earth through enormous windows. His voice was sharp and cruel. "Their fear is delicious. Soon they will kneel." But one of his officers hesitated. Data streams showed strange activity underground. The commander ignored it. To him, no primitive race could resist. But he was wrong. Back on Earth, inside one of the hidden bunkers, a group of scientists gathered around a long metallic capsule. It had been locked away for years, a secret project never tested in real battle. One of them whispered, "If the aliens discover this too soon, it could change everything." Another scientist answered, "Then we must make sure they underestimate us, until the moment it is too late." The capsule slowly opened, revealing something that glowed with an otherworldly light. It was not just human technology, it was more. Reverse-engineered fragments of something found years ago, something not from Earth. Humanity's greatest secret weapon, waiting for this exact moment. And as the lights of the base glowed brighter, the general spoke again. "They have made one mistake. They believe we are divided. They believe we are weak, but they will learn the truth. Humanity will never kneel." Above Earth, the alien fleet adjusted their weapons, preparing a demonstration strike. Civilians looked up, bracing for destruction. A low hum filled the sky as alien beams charged. But at that exact moment, deep underground, a hidden console displayed new words across its screen. The staff inside the bunker froze as they read them. "Humanity's secret weapon, online." The first alien attack came like a nightmare. A single ship broke formation and moved over a small city on the coast. Its black surface reflected the sunlight as it hovered in silence. Then a beam of pure energy shot downward. Buildings melted as if made of wax. Streets cracked open. In less than a minute, half the city was gone. The screams of survivors echoed through the ruins. People around the world watched the destruction through shaky live videos, captured before signals collapsed. Fear spread faster than fire. If one alien ship could erase a city in seconds, what chance did humanity have against an entire fleet? The aliens did not explain, they did not speak. To them, this was only a test. They wanted to see how humans would respond. The commander of the fleet smiled with cruel amusement. "Fragile creatures," he muttered. "They will bow soon." But something caught his attention. After the first attack, humans did not surrender. Instead, strange coded signals kept bouncing from underground networks. He frowned. Why are they still resisting? Deep beneath Earth, the Aegis protocol continued to unfold. Massive hangar doors hidden in mountains and deserts opened slowly. Inside them rested machines humanity had never revealed. Aircraft shaped like arrows, weapons powered by strange energy cores. For years, these were only rumors, now they were real. Soldiers prepared them in silence, waiting for the right moment. In one desert base, engineers moved quickly around a long metallic craft. It looked human, but parts of its design were alien. Years ago, fragments from a crashed object had been discovered in secret. Scientists studied the pieces in hidden labs, learning what they could. Now those discoveries were ready for war. A soldier whispered, "If this works, the aliens will finally see what we can do." Above, alien scouts landed in remote areas. They moved through forests, mountains, and ruins with strange sensors, recording everything about humanity. Their mission was to prove how weak humans truly were. But what they found was not weakness. They saw people fighting to rescue each other from fallen cities. They saw soldiers risking their lives even when defeat looked certain. One alien scout recorded in his log, "They are different. They adapt." In one dark alley, a small squad of alien scouts cornered a group of survivors. Just as they prepared to fire, a hidden human unit ambushed them. Explosions lit the night. 2 alien soldiers fell. For the first time, the invaders lost in close combat. The last surviving scout escaped injured and shaken. When he returned to his ship, he told his commander, "They are not what we thought. They learned too quickly." But the commander refused to listen. One victory means nothing. They cannot fight the power of the stars. Still, his eyes narrowed. Something about the humans unsettled him. Across the planet, ordinary people were changing too. The first shock of fear turned into anger, then into determination. In destroyed cities, survivors rebuilt shelters. Scientists worked day and night in secret labs. Pilots trained without rest. Every attack pushed humanity closer together. For the first time in history, all nations looked at the same enemy and united. Meanwhile, Aegis Protocol prepared its first counterstrike. A stealth aircraft equipped with a new energy weapon was made ready. Pilots stood beside it, knowing the mission could mean death. The general gave the order. "We strike tonight. Let the aliens know Earth will never bow." The ship rose into the dark sky, vanishing into the night. Its target was a small alien vessel hovering near the Pacific Ocean. The alien crew inside laughed when they detected the human craft. "Primitive toys," one said. They charged their weapons, expecting an easy kill, but the human pilot moved in ways the aliens did not expect. He used speed, sudden turns, and tactics no alien AI had prepared for. The alien ship fired first, but the human vessel dodged at the last second, spinning upward. The pilot pressed the trigger. A blast of bright energy shot forward, piercing the alien ship's armor. For a brief second, silence filled the skies. Then the alien vessel exploded into fragments, falling into the ocean. The world saw it. Humanity had destroyed an alien ship. Cheers erupted in hidden bases, in shelters, in broken cities. For the first time since the invasion began, hope returned. But on the alien flagship, silence spread. Officers looked at their commander. His sharp voice broke the quiet. "Impossible. They should not have this technology." He stood, his expression dark. The humans were supposed to be easy prey. Yet they had just proven they could fight back. He turned to his fleet. "Prepare for war. If they will not kneel, we will crush them completely." Back on Earth, the human pilot landed safely. He stepped out of the craft, his uniform torn, his face tired but alive. The general placed a hand on his shoulder and whispered, "You've given us more than victory. You've given us hope." But hope came with a price. The aliens would no longer underestimate humanity. The real war was about to begin, and far above, the alien flagship began charging something massive. Sensors across the globe detected the rising energy. A planet-killer weapon was preparing to fire. The alien fleet circled Earth like vultures. Their weapons glowed in the darkness of space, ready to strike again. But the mood on Earth had changed. The destruction of one alien vessel had proven something no one believed before. Humanity could fight back. In hidden bunkers and secret bases, scientists and soldiers worked with renewed fire. The Aegis Protocol was no longer a plan. It was real, alive, and moving forward at full speed. Engineers prepared fleets of stealth ships that had never been revealed to the public. Deep mines opened to reveal underground launch pads. Even ordinary workers volunteered to help build and supply the hidden war machines. For the first time in centuries, nations did not fight each other. They stood together. Old enemies shared intelligence. Rival governments sent weapons and resources to one another. Humanity had always been divided, but now the entire planet faced one enemy from the stars. And unity was their greatest strength. Still, the aliens were far stronger. Their technology was centuries ahead. Their weapons could level cities in minutes. Their AI-driven fleets were designed to calculate every possibility, every tactic. But humans had something the aliens could not understand: unpredictability. Inside one underground base, a group of scientists studied strange fragments locked in glass cases. These were not human-made. They had been found years ago, deep in an Arctic cave. No one had spoken publicly about the discovery. But in secret labs, researchers learned to copy parts of the design. It was alien technology, older than even the current invaders. The scientists had turned those fragments into weapons, blending them with human engineering. One scientist whispered as he looked at the glowing fragment, "We learned from the past, and now the future belongs to us." Meanwhile, the alien commander grew restless. He paced inside his chamber, staring at streams of data. Reports of human activity were rising. Resistance was spreading. His officers warned him that human adaptability was dangerous. But his pride blinded him. "They are still fragile. Their little victory is nothing. We will erase them in one strike." Yet one alien officer could not stay silent. He had studied humanity more closely. He showed his commander recordings of human pilots using unexpected maneuvers. He showed how soldiers refused to surrender even when trapped. He showed clips of scientists building strange machines in hidden labs. "Commander," he said, "they are not like the others we conquered. They think differently. They fight differently. They are unpredictable," the commander growled. "Unpredictable or not, they will fall." But in his heart, doubt had started to grow. On Earth, preparations for a counterattack were nearly complete. The generals decided it was time to strike harder. A fleet of human ships secretly built on hidden asteroids and deep bunkers was ready. No one outside the Aegis Protocol had ever seen them. Sleek black designs, armed with both human missiles and energy weapons born from alien fragments. The first mission: ambush an alien patrol in orbit. As night fell, a group of human pilots launched into the sky. Their ships rose silently, invisible to alien sensors thanks to new stealth systems. Above the clouds, they broke into the vacuum of space. For a moment, they stared at the stars, at the massive alien fleet glowing like a wall of death. But they did not turn back. The alien patrol detected movement too late. Human ships struck first. Missiles streaked across the void. Energy blasts followed. Alien shields flared, but cracks appeared where none should have. One alien vessel exploded in a ball of fire, scattering debris into space. Inside another alien ship, panic spread. "Their weapons. They should not have this power," one officer cried. They fired back, destroying 2 human ships, but the rest dodged and fought fiercely. The battle was short, fast, and brutal. When it ended, 2 alien patrol ships were destroyed, and the humans escaped with half their fleet still alive. It was not a complete victory, but it was a message. Humanity had drawn blood again. News spread across Earth. Even though the mission was classified, whispers and rumors reached the people. "We can fight them," they said. "We are not helpless." Fear turned into courage, but the alien commander's fury was unmatched. He slammed his fist against his throne. "Impossible. They should not have fleets. They should not have this technology." He demanded answers. How did humans build such weapons? How did they learn to strike with such precision? His officers had no answers. They only knew one thing. Humanity was far more dangerous than expected. Back on Earth, the human generals gathered in the underground command center. On the large screen, images of the destroyed alien ships flashed. The room was silent, heavy with both pride and fear. The general finally spoke. "We have shown them our strength. But this is only the beginning. The real war starts now." In the distance, alarms blared. Satellite sensors hidden on secret stations detected something horrifying. The alien flagship was moving. Energy readings spiked higher than anything seen before. The commander was preparing his most powerful weapon. Humanity had revealed its hidden strength. Now the aliens would respond with a power that could burn the planet itself. The war had truly begun. The skies above Earth burned with light. Alien warships moved into new positions, their black surfaces reflecting fire from the cities below. The commander had finally decided. There would be no more warnings. No more small attacks. Now it was war. The first strike came at dawn. Alien beams swept across the oceans, boiling water into steam. Entire fleets of human ships were reduced to fireballs in seconds. In the cities, towers collapsed as energy blasts tore through concrete and steel. Humanity had never faced such destruction before. But even as the aliens rained fire, the world did not break. Hidden bunkers released swarms of human ships into the skies. The Aegis Protocol had been waiting for this moment. Sleek fighters and heavy bombers surged upward, meeting the alien fleet head-on. Their designs were a strange mix of human engineering and stolen alien secrets. They did not look powerful, but they were fast, agile, and above all, unpredictable. The first great battle in orbit began. Alien ships opened fire with perfect precision, their AI calculating every possible move. But the humans did not follow predictable patterns. Pilots twisted their ships in impossible angles, used debris as cover, and even rammed their enemies when weapons failed. The alien fleet struggled to adapt. In one brutal clash above South America, a squad of human pilots was surrounded. Alien targeting systems locked on. By all logic, they were finished. But the squad leader cut his engines, letting his ship drift dead. The alien AI lost its lock for just a second. In that moment, he restarted his thrusters, launched 2 missiles, and destroyed the enemy ship. The tactic should not have worked, but it did. Watching from the flagship, the alien commander grew restless. "They fight like chaos," he hissed. "No order, no discipline, and yet, they survive." Back on Earth, soldiers and civilians worked side by side. Destroyed cities were turned into fortresses. Engineers converted broken skyscrapers into missile launchers. Farmers gave fuel. Miners gave metals. Programmers wrote new code for targeting systems. Every person became part of the war. And slowly the tide began to shift. Alien ships that once seemed untouchable now fell from the sky one after another. Each victory, no matter how small, gave humans more hope. But the aliens were far from defeated. Above Earth, the massive flagship charged a weapon never before seen. Its core glowed with a light so bright it outshined the stars. The commander planned to unleash it on one of Earth's largest cities, not to conquer, but to erase. He wanted to burn an example into human memory. Scientists inside the Aegis bunkers detected the energy spike. Panic filled the control rooms. The weapon was beyond anything humanity could block. If it fired, millions would die in an instant. The general slammed his hand on the table. "We have to strike now. If that weapon fires, Earth is finished." A plan was made. Human fleets gathered in orbit for the largest counterattack yet. Hundreds of ships rose from hidden bases, more than anyone believed Earth even had. They moved together, a united force of every nation, every culture, every language. Humanity, once divided, was now one. The alien fleet waited for them, lines of black ships glowing with deadly power. The battle began with thunder. Missiles and beams filled the void. Explosions lit the dark like falling stars. In the middle of the chaos, human pilots used every trick, every desperate move. Some sacrificed themselves to take down larger ships. Others pushed their craft beyond breaking point, engines screaming until they burned out. Every second bought Earth more time, but the flagship's weapon continued to charge. Its glow grew brighter, its energy louder. Time was running out. On the ground, millions of people watched the battle from rooftops, hills, and screens powered by backup generators. They prayed, shouted, and cried as they saw human ships falling in flames. Yet even as they fell, more rose to replace them. Humanity refused to surrender. Inside the flagship, the alien commander laughed, though unease stirred in his heart. "Look at them," he said, "throwing their lives away. They think courage will save them. But courage cannot stop the stars." Back in the human command center, scientists worked desperately. They had studied the alien weapon for weeks using stolen data from captured scouts. A single weakness had been discovered. But to exploit it, a ship would need to fly dangerously close to the flagship. Too close. The general looked at his team. "We will need someone willing to give everything." The room fell silent. Then one pilot stepped forward. His face was calm, his voice steady. "If it means saving Earth, I'll do it." The plan was set. While the fleets clashed in chaos, one human ship would slip through the battlefield, carrying a secret weapon built from reverse-engineered alien fragments. If it reached the flagship's core, the weapon could overload it. But the mission was suicide. The pilot saluted, then boarded his ship. Engines roared as he launched into the sky, disappearing into the storm of fire above. As he rose, the alien weapon neared completion. The commander raised his hand. "Prepare to fire." The fate of Earth now rested on one final gamble. The human fleet burned across the sky like a storm of fireflies. Explosions lit the blackness of space, each one a reminder of how close Earth was to destruction. Alien warships continued to press forward with terrifying precision. And at the center of it all, the massive flagship glowed brighter with every second. The weapon inside it was almost ready. In the underground command base, tension was unbearable. Screens showed the battle in real time. Human ships fell one after another, yet more kept rising. The general stood with his arms crossed, his face hard but his eyes heavy. "If we don't stop that weapon," he said quietly, "nothing else will matter." The chosen pilot prepared in silence. His ship, smaller than the others, carried something no alien had ever seen, a hybrid device built from both human technology and fragments of alien machinery. Scientists called it the Spear. It was designed for one purpose only: to pierce the heart of the alien flagship. The pilot climbed into the cockpit. His hands brushed the controls like they were old friends. He had flown hundreds of missions, but this one felt different. He knew he would not be coming back. He closed his eyes for a moment and whispered to himself, "This is not about me. This is about Earth." When his engines roared to life, the entire bunker seemed to tremble. Soldiers and engineers saluted as he launched. His ship shot upward, disappearing into the smoke of war. Above Earth, chaos reigned. Human ships darted between alien fire, moving in patterns no machine could predict. One pilot looped his ship through the debris of a burning cruiser, surprising an enemy vessel and blasting it from behind. Another let his damaged craft spin out of control, only to slam into an alien destroyer, sacrificing himself but taking the enemy down. Every act of bravery bought the chosen pilot a little more time. His small ship slipped into the battlefield unnoticed at first. It weaved through explosions, drifting between wreckage, using the larger battle as cover. The alien AI scanned for threats but focused on the main fleets. The lone ship was too small, too fast, too unpredictable to be seen as danger. But the alien commander was no fool. His eyes narrowed as he saw the small blip moving closer to his flagship. "What is that?" he demanded. His officers scanned it. A minor craft. No threat. Yet the commander's instincts told him otherwise. "No," he growled. "Destroy it." At once, a squad of alien fighters broke formation and turned toward the human ship. The pilot saw them on his sensors and tightened his grip on the controls. He pushed his engines to maximum, diving through the battlefield. Alien fire followed, scorching space around him. One blast grazed his wing, sending sparks across his cockpit. Alarm screamed. But he held on. "Almost there," he whispered. Behind him, two human fighters broke off their battle and moved to intercept the alien pursuers. They knew what the lone ship carried. They knew what was at stake. The two fighters attacked with everything they had, tearing into the alien squadron. Both were destroyed in the attempt, but they bought the pilot the seconds he needed closer now. The flagship loomed like a black mountain, its glowing core beating like a heart of fire. The pilot armed the spear. Lights flashed across his console. Warnings blared. The weapon was unstable, never tested in real combat. He took a deep breath. In the human command center, silence filled the room as his signal appeared on the screen. The scientists whispered prayers. Soldiers clenched their fists. The general muttered, "Come on, son. Just a little further." The alien commander stood from his throne, fury burning in his eyes. "He will not reach us. Fire everything." The flagship unleashed its weapons. Beams cut across space, smashing into the battlefield. Dozens of human ships were destroyed in seconds. But the lone ship kept weaving, dodging, twisting through the storm. Smoke filled the cockpit. The pilot's vision blurred, but his hands never left the controls. Finally, the flagship towered above him. The glowing core pulsed, seconds away from firing. He locked onto it. His voice, calm and steady, came through the comms. "This is for Earth." He pushed the throttle and aimed straight for the heart of the enemy. The spear armed fully. A sharp light filled the cockpit. The last thing he heard was the sound of his ship tearing through the darkness like an arrow of fire. From Earth, millions of people looked up as a sudden flash lit the sky. The alien flagship shook. Its glow flickered. For a moment, the massive weapon inside faltered. Then came an explosion so bright it outshone the stars. The alien weapon was destroyed before it could fire. In the command center, cheers erupted. Soldiers hugged one another. Scientists cried. The general closed his eyes and whispered, "He did it." But above Earth, the war was not over. The flagship, though wounded, was not destroyed. Smoke and fire poured from its hull, yet it still moved. The alien commander, furious and shaken, rose from his throne. His voice echoed across the fleet. "Humans think they have won, but this is only the beginning. We will return, and when we do, we will erase them all." The fate of Earth now hung on a razor's edge. Humanity had struck the heart of the enemy once, but the full war was far from over. The explosion that tore through the alien flagship lit the skies like a second sun. For a moment, silence spread across the battlefield. Both humans and aliens froze as the massive ship trembled. Its glowing weapon was gone, destroyed before it could fire. On Earth, people cheered, believing it was over. Crowds filled the streets, crying and hugging one another. The sacrifice of one pilot had saved millions of lives. For the first time since the invasion began, hope felt real. But in orbit, the war was not finished. The alien flagship still moved. Its black surface cracked and burning, but not destroyed. Smaller alien ships formed a shield around it, covering its retreat. The alien commander stood in his throne room, his face twisted with rage. "They dare wound us," he growled. "They dare to challenge us. No more mercy. Prepare for extermination." The human fleet, battered and broken, regrouped. Half their ships were gone, but the survivors refused to back down. Inside the underground command center, the general gave his order. "They think we are finished. Let's show them humanity fights until the last breath. All forces, attack!" What followed was the largest battle Earth had ever seen. Human ships launched in waves, diving into alien formations. Alien beams carved through the void, but humans answered with missiles, railguns, and experimental energy weapons. Explosions painted the skies red and gold. In one desperate move, a squadron of human bombers charged directly into an alien destroyer, detonating themselves inside its hull. The ship tore apart in flames, clearing a path to the flagship. Every sacrifice pushed humanity closer. The alien commander roared in fury. His fleet was losing ground. For the first time, doubt filled his mind. How can a primitive race resist us? How can they fight with such madness? His officer answered, voice trembling. "They are unpredictable, Commander. They do not fight like any species we have known." The commander's rage turned into fear. He realized too late that humanity was different. They were not weak. They were dangerous. The human fleet saw the opening and charged. Fighters swarmed the flagship, pounding its shields again and again. Pieces of alien armor broke away, scattering into the void. Human missiles struck deep, shaking the massive ship. The flagship's engines flared, trying to escape, but the humans would not allow it. From the ground, millions of people looked up, watching streaks of fire race across the night sky. Every explosion was a prayer answered. Every burning ship was a symbol of sacrifice. The world had never been more united than in that moment. Inside the command center, scientists shouted as new signals appeared. "The flagship's core is unstable. If we hit it once more, it will collapse." The general clenched his fist. "Then let's finish this. For Earth." The final strike came from a human cruiser, its captain steering straight into the flagship's heart. Alarms blared across the ship, but the captain smiled. "Better to die standing than live on our knees." His ship rammed the alien vessel, unleashing its last missiles as it exploded. The impact was catastrophic. The alien flagship cracked apart, fire consuming its core. In one final blinding flash, the ship was gone, torn into fragments that rained down like falling stars. The battlefield fell silent. Alien ships scattered, their formations broken. Without their flagship, they could no longer hold the fight. The remaining vessels retreated into the void, fleeing faster than light. Humanity had won. On Earth, the cheers were deafening. From the ruins of cities to the shelters underground, people screamed with joy. Soldiers saluted the skies. Families wept in relief. Humanity had faced extinction and survived. But not all was celebration. In the command center, the general stood quietly as screens showed alien debris burning in the atmosphere. He knew what this meant. The war was over for now. But the aliens would return. They would not forgive this defeat. And then came the twist. Among the debris of the destroyed flagship, something remained. A black shard of alien technology, glowing faintly, crashed into the desert. Soldiers quickly surrounded it, eyes wide with awe. Scientists rushed forward, whispering in shock. The shard was not just a weapon. It was a data core, filled with alien knowledge. A blueprint of their empire. A key to their technology. Humanity now held in its hands the very secrets of its enemy. The general looked at it with a grim smile. They underestimated us once. They will never make that mistake again. Because next time, humanity will not just defend itself. We will rise. Far across the galaxy, inside another dark throne room, the alien leader received the report. His face was pale with disbelief. They destroyed our fleet? Impossible. An officer bowed his head. Commander, they are unlike any species we have faced. Humanity is not prey. Humanity is a threat. The alien leader whispered the words that would echo across the stars. Humanity is the greatest danger in the galaxy. And so the war ended not with Earth's destruction, but with its awakening. Humanity had survived the impossible, and in doing so, had taken the first step toward becoming something greater. Not victims, not prey, but a force the universe would one day fear. The war was over, but the world was forever changed. Cities lay in ruins, oceans burned with the wreckage of ships, and millions mourned the dead. Yet in the silence that followed, humanity stood taller than ever before. They had survived the greatest threat in history. They had defeated an empire that believed them too weak to fight, but victory came with a gift and a warning. In the desert, under heavy guard, the black shard of alien technology pulsed with an eerie light. Scientists worked around the clock, decoding its secrets. What they discovered stunned the world's leaders. The shard was not just a weapon core. It contained maps of the alien empire, records of their fleets, and designs for machines humanity had never dreamed of. It was a doorway into power far beyond Earth's imagination. The general stood in the underground lab, staring at the shard as it floated inside a containment field. This is their knowledge, he whispered. Their strength. And now it is ours. But some scientists were uneasy. One of them, a young woman named Dr. Ilara, shook her head. We don't fully understand this. It could change us. It could corrupt us, the general replied firmly. It has already changed us. The question is, will we use it to survive or to conquer? Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, the alien empire reeled from its loss. Fleets had been shattered. The commander who once laughed at humanity was now disgraced. In a hidden chamber, the true alien overlords gathered. They spoke in a language older than stars, their voices sharp with fear. Humanity has done the impossible, one said. They fight with chaos, another answered. Their minds are unpredictable, dangerous. We cannot allow them to grow, a third hissed. If they rise, they could rival even us. And so a new order was given. Prepare the empire for total war. Humanity would not be underestimated again. Back on Earth, unity was fragile. Nations celebrated together, but old rivalries began to resurface. Some leaders wanted to use alien technology to rebuild, to heal, to rise peacefully. Others whispered about using it to expand, to strike before the aliens returned. Humanity had survived, but now it stood on the edge of a new future, one that could make them saviors or conquerors. In the command center, the general met with world leaders through secure channels. The aliens will return, he warned. And next time they will not come alone. We have their knowledge now. We must be ready. One leader asked, Are you saying we should build weapons to take the fight to them? The general's silence was the only answer needed. Meanwhile, in the lab, Dr. Ilara discovered something hidden deep within the shard. Not just maps or weapons, but a warning. The shard carried a message encoded by the aliens themselves. With trembling hands, she activated the projection. A ghostly figure appeared, speaking in the alien tongue, translated through machines. To any who hold this shard, beware. We are not the only power in this galaxy. Greater dangers lie beyond. If humanity rises, they will see you. They will come for you. Her heart froze. The aliens were not the ultimate enemy. They were only one empire among many. At that same moment, in the depths of space, a distant signal echoed. Something ancient stirred awake. Sensors hidden within the shard transmitted Earth's location, like a beacon across the stars. Far away, beyond the reach of human eyes, other civilizations turned their gaze toward a small blue planet. Back on Earth, the people celebrated, unaware of the new shadow spreading across the galaxy. They believed they had won freedom. They did not know they had drawn the attention of far greater powers. In the war room, the general stared at the stars on the digital map. He spoke quietly, almost to himself. They underestimated us once. They will not make that mistake again, but now the entire galaxy knows we exist. Dr. Alara stood beside him, fear in her eyes. General, what if we have awakened something we cannot fight? The general turned to her, his face grim but resolute. Then we do what we always do. We fight, we endure, we rise. And far above, unseen by human eyes, a new fleet stirred in the darkness. Larger, older, and far deadlier than anything the galaxy had unleashed before. They had heard the call. Humanity's victory was only the beginning.